The ISS is cracking apart right now. Metal fatigue is destroying the Russian modules and air is leaking out daily. Elon Musk just shocked everyone. He wants to destroy the entire station within 2 years. This is the same guy making billions from ISS missions. Why would he kill his own cash cow? Because SpaceX secretly upgraded Dragon for an impossible mission. Drag the $150 billion ISS into controlled destruction. But here's what nobody's asking. What happens to 30 years of experiments? Can Dragon actually pull this off? And what's Musk really planning next? Let's dive right in. The crisis nobody saw coming. Here's the truth NASA doesn't want you to know. The ISS has been bleeding oxygen into space since 2019, and they've been covering it up. It started quietly, just a few pounds of air escaping each day from the Russian section. Engineers called it normal wear and tear. But normal doesn't kill astronauts. The leak is in something called the PRK transfer tunnel. This connects Russia's Zvezda module to a critical docking port. Zvezda launched in 1998. It's been up there for 26 years, and that's where our nightmare begins. But why is this tunnel failing now? The answer will shock you. Metal death in slow motion. Every 90 minutes, the ISS completes one orbit around Earth. Every single orbit puts the station through hell. In sunlight, the metal heats to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. In Earth's shadow, it plunges to minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit. This happens 16 times every day, 365 days a year, for 26 years straight. Take a paperclip, bend it back and forth. At first, it's flexible. Keep bending, it gets stiff. Keep going, and it snaps without warning. That paperclip just went through maybe 20 bends. The ISS has endured over 170,000 thermal cycles. The aluminum is exhausted. Microscopic cracks form, then spread like spider webs through the hull. Engineers call this high cycle fatigue. There's no cure, there's no coming back. The metal is dying and taking the station with it. Here's the terrifying part. NASA never designed backup systems for structural failure. Zero redundancy. Casey Hammer, a space systems expert, delivered the brutal truth. We are not even single fault tolerant on the structural integrity of the station. Translation: if the hull cracks too much, everyone dies. Metal death in slow motion. Every 90 minutes, the ISS completes one orbit around Earth. Every single orbit puts the station through hell. In sunlight, the metal heats to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. In Earth's shadow, it plunges to minus 250 degrees Fahrenheit. This happens 16 times every day, 365 days a year, for 26 years straight. Take a paperclip, bend it back and forth. At first, it's flexible. Keep bending, it gets stiff. Keep going, and it snaps without warning. That paperclip just went through maybe 20 bends. The ISS has endured over 170,000 thermal cycles. The aluminum is exhausted. Microscopic cracks form, then spread like spider webs through the hull. Engineers call this high cycle fatigue. There's no cure, there's no coming back. The metal is dying and taking the station with it. Here's the terrifying part. NASA never designed backup systems for structural failure. Zero redundancy. Casey Hammer, a space systems expert, delivered the brutal truth. We are not even single fault tolerant on the structural integrity of the station. Translation: if the hull cracks too much, everyone dies. The cosmonauts' deadly game. Russian cosmonauts know they're sitting on a time bomb. They've been playing whack-a-mole with cracks, sealing them as they appear. But they're losing. Each repair buys maybe weeks, sometimes days. The leak rate keeps climbing. The cracks keep spreading. And everyone up there knows what's coming next. Casey Hammer painted the nightmare scenario. We could wake up tomorrow and find it has failed catastrophically. It could depressurize in less than a minute. 1 minute. That's how long 6 astronauts have to close hatches and reach safety zones before the station becomes a death trap. Some might not make it. Some probably won't. The Axiom 4 crew knows this risk intimately. Their mission was delayed on June 12th because of these exact concerns. NASA's official statement mentioned understanding the new pressure signature. That's bureaucrat speak for, we have no idea how bad this really is. The $4 billion gamble we can't win every year, taxpayers pour $3 to $4 billion into the ISS. That's $10 million every single day. To maintain a structure that's literally falling apart, the money goes to crew rotations, supply runs, emergency repairs, constant maintenance on equipment that should have been replaced a decade ago. It's like putting premium gas in a car with a cracked engine block. SpaceX makes billions from this arrangement. Crew transport, cargo delivery, emergency supplies. It's a guaranteed income stream that should keep Elon Musk happy for decades. So why did he just call for the station's destruction? Musk's shocking betrayal. In a tweet that stunned the entire space community, Musk wrote, "Even though SpaceX earns billions of dollars from transporting astronauts and cargo to the ISS, I nonetheless would like to go on record recommending that it be deorbited within 2 years." Read that again slowly. The man who profits most from the ISS wants it destroyed. He's willing to kill his own cash cow. This isn't about money. This isn't about politics. Musk sees something the rest of us refuse to admit. The ISS isn't just aging, it's becoming a death sentence. Every day it stays operational increases the risk of catastrophic failure. And when that happens, it won't just kill the crew. It'll set human spaceflight back by decades. But there's another reason Musk wants the ISS gone. A reason that reveals his true master plan, the alliance that's already dead. The ISS was supposed to prove that nations could work together in space. American astronauts and Russian cosmonauts sharing meals and conducting experiments side by side. A beautiful symbol of international cooperation. That dream is cracking, along with the station's hull. Russia is already planning its exit. They're building their own orbital station, targeting 2027 for the first module, full completion by 2033. The message is crystal clear. Russia doesn't trust the ISS to last much longer, either. Every repair decision becomes a diplomatic nightmare. Who pays? Who takes responsibility if something goes catastrophically wrong? These aren't technical questions anymore. They're geopolitical powder kegs. Meanwhile, tensions on Earth make every ISS conversation awkward. How do you collaborate in space when your enemy's on the ground? The international partnership is already dead. The station is just the corpse nobody wants to bury. Dragon's secret death mission. This is where the story gets truly dark. In 2024, NASA quietly awarded SpaceX an $843 million contract. Not for rescue missions, not for supply runs, for controlled destruction. They're building a specialized Dragon variant, designed for one purpose, grabbing the 450-ton ISS and dragging it to a fiery death in the Pacific Ocean. This isn't the Dragon you've seen carrying astronauts to safety. This machine has been stripped down and beefed up for annihilation. It's an executioner, not a rescuer. The engineering challenge is mind-boggling. The ISS weighs 450 tons and travels at 17,500 miles per hour. Dragon has to match that speed perfectly, dock with surgical precision, then fire its engines for months to slow the station enough for controlled re-entry. One miscalculation, and 450 tons of flaming debris could rain down on New York, Tokyo, or Mumbai instead of empty ocean. The margin for error is zero. But here's the question nobody's asking. What happens to everything inside? What dies with the station? When Dragon drags the ISS into Earth's atmosphere, we're not just destroying metal and wires. We're incinerating 30 years of irreplaceable human achievement. 3,000 experiments from 108 countries will burn up in minutes. Medical research that could cure cancer. Protein crystallization studies that led to breakthrough drugs. Fire behavior research that makes buildings safer on Earth. Plant growth experiments that could feed Mars colonies. Gone. Manufacturing techniques that only work in zero gravity. Vaporized. Technology that took decades to perfect. Reduced to ash over the Pacific. The ISS has been humanity's laboratory in the sky. Every day, astronauts conduct experiments impossible on Earth. Studying how flames behave without gravity. Growing perfect crystals in weightlessness. Testing how the human body adapts to space. All of that knowledge, all of that investment, all of those dreams will streak across the sky like a meteor and disappear forever. But Musk has calculated that saving the ISS isn't worth the risk. The question is, what's he really planning to replace it with? The Starship revolution nobody sees coming. While everyone panics about the ISS crisis, Musk is quietly building something revolutionary. Starship isn't just a bigger rocket. It's a complete reimagining of how humans live and work in space. Forget cramped modules and patched-up systems. Starship has 100 times the cargo capacity of current spacecraft. It could launch entire space stations in single flights. Brand new orbital laboratories with modern materials and redundant safety systems. Rotating habitats that create artificial gravity. Manufacturing facilities that mass-produce products impossible on Earth. Even luxury hotels for space tourists with deep pockets. This is Musk's real vision. Tear down the old to make room for the new, but it's also his biggest gamble. What if Starship isn't ready in time? What if the technology fails? What if commercial space stations get delayed for years? We could face a terrifying gap where America has no permanent presence in orbit. China's space station would become the only option. Our leadership in space? Gone. Space station would become the only option. Our leadership in space? Gone. The race nobody talks about. Commercial space stations are supposed to save us. Axiom Station promises luxury accommodations. Blue Origin's Orbital Reef offers industrial-scale manufacturing. Both sound amazing on paper. But both projects are behind schedule and over budget. Neither will be ready before 2030 at the earliest. Some insiders whisper they might not be ready until 2035. That leaves a dangerous window. If the ISS fails catastrophically before replacements are operational, we're grounded. No space laboratory, no orbital platform, no way to conduct zero-gravity research. China would love nothing more than to see America abandon low Earth orbit. Their space station would become the world's only orbital laboratory. Every breakthrough, every discovery, every technological advance would happen under Chinese control. Is that the future we want? Is that the legacy we're willing to accept? Musk's 2-year timeline suddenly makes sense. It's not just about destroying the ISS. It's about forcing everyone to move faster, build better, think bigger. But what if he's wrong? What if we're not ready for what comes next? The clock is ticking, and failure isn't just an option. It might be inevitable. So here we are. The ISS is dying faster than anyone expected. Dragon is being transformed from rescuer to executioner, and Musk is betting everything on a future most of us can't even see yet. But this isn't just about one space station. This is about who controls the next chapter of human civilization. Will we let fear keep us clinging to the past, or will we have the courage to leap into the unknown? The ISS gave us 30 years of incredible discoveries. Now it's time to ask the hard question. What will the next 30 years bring? China is building their space empire while we debate. Commercial stations are years behind schedule, and somewhere above us, cracks are spreading through metal that was never meant to last this long. The space race isn't over. It's just getting started. What do you think? Should we save the ISS or burn it down for something better? Drop your thoughts below, because this decision will shape humanity's future among the stars. And if you want to stay ahead of the next space revolution, hit that subscribe button. We're tracking every move in this cosmic chess game, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Flight 9 was perfect, until it wasn't. Minutes after launch, fuel started leaking everywhere. The ship began spinning out of control and burned up completely. But here's the crazy part. This exact same leak has killed 3 Starships in a row. Why can't SpaceX's genius engineers fix a simple leak? The answer will shock you. This problem only shows up in space, where you can't test or repair anything. Every flight, they think it's fixed. Every flight, space proves them wrong. Let's dive right in. The first sign of death. So what exactly happened up there? Flight 9 lifts off. Everything looks perfect. The booster separates cleanly. Starship is flying free. Then, Something invisible starts killing it from the inside. The first leak appears in the payload bay's false ceiling, a crack in the spacecraft's armor, bleeding fuel into the vacuum of space. The nitrogen purge system kicks in desperately, trying to control the damage. For a moment, it actually works. But space? Space has other plans. The second those engines shut off, all hell breaks loose. The ship starts tumbling, not gently, violently, like a broken washing machine spinning out of control. You can see particles floating inside the payload bay, drifting, spinning, as the vehicle loses all sense of direction. It's mesmerizing and terrifying, because the real killer wasn't that first leak. No, it was what came next. The death spiral begins.